Welcome to part 2 of this week's nail art tutorial. We're going to be working on the 3D acrylic rose you see there. Let's get started. So I have placed everything I'm going to be using here. I have my acrylic liquid here, I have my red powder and my black powder. Those are the two I'm going to be using, the two colors to do the rose you see there. So I'm going to start off placing it on the practice finger. This is where we're going to be placing the flower, and then I'll be transferring it just like I transferred this one to mine now. So I'm going to start off with my brush. I would recommend for doing the roses, the flowers, the pointed tip brush. This one's for sculpting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip in my acrylic liquid. I'm going to remove excess. I'm going to dip the very tip into my acrylic liquid. My red powder. Then I'm going to dip it into my black powder. So as you can see that I've created a pearl with both the colors. So I'm going to be placing it over on this area. I'm going to be dabbing away excess, and I'm going to start by fanning it out towards the sides. We're going to be working on the base of our flower, and our base is going to consist of 3 petals. So all we're doing is fanning it out towards the sides. And there's our first petal right there. So I'm going to do the same thing again. So it's going to be nothing but repeating the process. I'm dipping into my acrylic liquid. I'm going to dip the very tip in the red, then I'm going to dip it in the black. And I've created another little pearl. I'm going to bring it over to the center, and I'm going to start fanning it out towards the opposite side. I'm going to remove excess, and I'm just going to continue to do the same thing we did with the first one. We're fanning it out, creating an empty middle, as you can see there. We're leaving the middle empty. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm dipping in my acrylic liquid. I'm going to create a pearl with my red, and next I'm going to dip it in the black, and I'm going to place it in the center again, wiping off excess. And I'm going to start moving this one towards the other side. Just taking my time and fanning it out towards the other side. So these are just the 3 base petals we're working on. Okay, and because this one's a little bit different of a rose, we're leaving the center empty, as you can see there. I'm going to dip again, remove excess. I'm going to dip in my red, and I'm going to dip in my black. And as you go working your way, your pearls become smaller and smaller. So I'm going to remove excess, and I'm going to start fanning out. We'll start fanning out that way now. That's the fun part with using these practice fingers, that you can move them any which way you want. So you have to be careful in this stage not to bend your brush flat down too much, because then you won't be able to see the dimensions in between the pearls you're making. So I'm going to dip in again. I'm going to form another pearl, and I'm going to dip it in the black, and I'm going to place it in the middle. I'm going to remove excess, and we're going to start fanning out downward now. Okay, so all we're doing is we're creating the little petals for our rose. So this one's just a little bit different from the one we did last time, because the one we did last time was a lot higher. So we want this one to be just a little bit flatter, and so we're just repeating the process, and we're going to dip it in the black. This one's too big, so I won't be able to use it. So that's why it's important to have a Kleenex or something to wipe off, a lint-free towel. So I'm going to place it here in the middle, my new little pearl. I'm going to remove excess, and I'm going to wait for the glossiness to be removed, and that's when it'll be ready to be molded. It's still a little bit shiny, so I'm waiting, and once you see that the shine starts to go away, that's when you're ready to start molding, because we're working in the middle and it's becoming a little bit more wet, the middle, and you don't want it to be wet. So all we're doing is the same exact thing. We're going to place a little more acrylic, and we're fanning it out towards the sides exactly like we did all the rest of them. So then we've formed a little petal there again. What I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be getting one more pearl, and I'm going to do this one only in red, and I'm going to place it in the middle, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to allow that to completely penetrate down, and I'm going to start forming a little space so that I could place my rhinestone. Because if you didn't want to, all you'd have to do to end your flower would be poke it from the middle and bring it in from the sides, and your rose would be done there. But that's not what I want. What I want is to create a space in between so that I can place my rhinestone in the middle. But if you don't want a rhinestone, then yeah, you'd probably be done by then. So I'm creating a little area so that I can place my rhinestone in the middle. Okay? So that's all I'm doing. I'm fanning it out towards the sides. So there I have created a little nook in the middle so I could place my rhinestone. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to allow this to completely dry. Then I'm going to show you how I remove it and how I place the rhinestone in the middle and then place it on the nail. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to remove it. It's completely stuck on the tape. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get an orange stick with a flat end, and I'm going to get into the very little crevice, and you're going to see how easy these are removed. And the great thing about this is that see, that just popped right out. The great thing is that they're not delicate. These are not delicate roses at all. So what I'm going to do next, now that I have my rose right here, I'm going to be getting my nail, which is exactly how I place the rose on my nail. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to be getting some clear nail polish, and I'm going to be placing it over the entire nail, which is exactly what I did to mine. I'm going to be getting the rose, and I'm just going to place it exactly where I'm going to want it. Okay, so we're going to place it over on that area, going towards the middle like that. So that's how you're going to place your rose. The next thing I did is I got my rhinestones, and you could use any size rhinestones you want, or you could just leave it like that. So I have my rhinestones right over here. I'm going to be getting my clear polish and dabbing a little bit of clear polish in the middle of the rose. And like I said, you could definitely leave it like that. I'm going to be getting my rhinestone picker, and I'm going to be picking a clear rhinestone and placing it right in the middle of the nail. So I'm going to be placing it right there, right in the middle, and I'm pressing down. So there's the nail, that's where it's going to be. And the next thing I did to get this look, which you could already stop there, but the reason this one looks matte is because I have not added the top coat to it. But on mine, I usually like to add the top coat, but it's definitely optional. I like how it looks matte as well. So what I did after that, I applied the top coat going towards that way. You're going to need your rhinestone picker, and I'm going to start placing the rhinestones going sideways. So I'm just showing you exactly how I did it to get the look that I'm wearing on my ring finger. So, I mean, you could get them to go any way you want, but I decided on sideways like that, and then I added a little more of the top coat over on the bottom area, and I placed a couple of more on the bottom area as well, going sideways. Okay, so there's one over here, and we're going to place that one over on that area. And that's how I did this nail. Okay, so that's how you're going to get this nail look done. And this is how it looks matte. This is how it'll look if you apply the top coat. And actually, I like it better the way it looks matte. Next time I'll probably try it matte. But that's how you're going to get this nail art done. Like I said, the rose is optional. If that's a little too much, then you could do all your nails in that way. And then just something accent, or you could just do the whole entire nail in leopard. I really hope you guys like this design and try it out using your favorite colors. Be safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.